So, what is a high yield savings account? And is this something that you should actually be using inside of your portfolio? Let's talk about that in today's training. Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams, and on this channel we empower individuals to achieve freedom through improved financial literacy. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe and click the bell so that way you get notified on any and all of our future training. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be just discussing quickly, what is a high yield savings account, and also answering the question of, should you be using one inside of your life or inside of your business? And that's a fantastic question. And in short, okay, a high yield savings account is a savings account at a bank, okay? And typically with savings accounts at the banks, they don't pay you very much interest. Like let's say you had $10,000 in your savings account at your inside of your normal bank savings account. What rate of return are you actually getting on parking your money there? And most banks, you're really under 0.5%, so you're under 0.5%. And what's even scarier is the actual average is 0.09%. So less than 10% of 1% is the actual average this is in the United States that a bank is paying you. So we're talking about 10% of 1%. Okay, that's the kind of interest on average. So a high yield savings account pays you a better return than that. And typically what's considered a high yield savings account will be a savings account, again, at a bank that's going to return you more than 2%. Okay, and again, for all my investors that are on this channel, and people that they're into wealth building and some of the other stuff that we got going on, you hear 2%, you're just like, Mike, why are you even making a video talking about 2%? And I'll say this, regarding savings accounts. Now, is this a tool that you really want to be using regarding wealth building? No, right? For the most part, savings accounts, you're not going to find many rich people out there that are like, yep, I used savings accounts and became wealthy. Now, we have created some videos on this channel where we've shown you how you can actually make money with checking accounts and with savings accounts at banks, but it requires you to kind of move the money around a little bit and play the game, take advantage of bonus offers. We'll put a link to that either in the cards or below this video if you haven't seen that yet. But again, your high yield savings account is going to pay you more than 2%, usually more than about 2.2. I believe you'll see some as high as maybe 2.3, 2.4-ish. It's kind of where you get a high yield savings. And the one thing that's okay with that is typically that number is going to beat inflation, right? So typically inflation is going to be between 1.8 and 2.2%. And what is inflation? Again, that is the devaluation of your dollar, meaning you've heard the old saying that a dollar doesn't buy as much now as it used to. That's because of inflation. Every single year, your dollar's worth a certain percentage less than it was last year. So if you're using a regular bank savings account getting 0.09%, which is again 9% of 1%, and yet inflation is 1.8%, if you're leaving your money there, if it's just sitting there, you are losing money, right, to inflation every single year. So the one decent thing about a high yield savings account is the fact that typically it's going to beat inflation. So if you are a good saver and you do have some money saved up, because typically to open one of these high yield savings accounts, you have to have some money to put in there, typically between $500 minimum monthly balance, some as high as $5,000 or even $10,000 to get those maximum 2.3, 2.4 rates on your high yield savings. Now, again, there are so many other vehicles that I would recommend. And again, the one thing about savings accounts that people like and are comfortable with is they want a place where they can take their money, put it, and be able to pull it if they need it. So if you are insisting on using a bank account, for that purpose, then you definitely want to put it into a high yield savings. So that way the money's not just evaporating on you. It's not just eroding to inflation every single minute that it's sitting there. Get it into a high yield savings, at least it's not evaporating away. And again, there's other vehicles out there. We've created other videos on this channel. I personally like cash value life insurance, and that's a great place because, again, a big component of that cash value comes from the savings component, right? With cash value insurance, again, yeah, you're getting your death benefit, but there's also a savings component to that. And typically that's going to run 4 or 5% depending on who you're going through or what the deal is with that. And again, cash value insurance policies are very liquid. If you had to pull money out of it, typically within a couple of business days, it can be in your hands. So again, other vehicles that you can use that you can get a much higher rate of return, they're much more leveraged, and much more usable inside of your portfolio than a bank savings account or a high yield savings. But if you are going to use a bank savings account and you are a saver and you want to have X thousands of dollars in a bank savings account, it's best to find a high yield savings account to put it into. So hopefully you guys found value in this training, learning a little bit more about high yield savings accounts. If you did, make sure to give this video a comment and give it a like below. I will see you in the next video.